guys, welcome to the Stars and Stripes Photoshop template tutorial. This one's got a lot of parts to it, so it might take a minute to kind of go through it all, but that's okay. Let's just start here at the top. You have your bottom text layers, then obviously you have the subject. Then let's see here, we got the top text layers, got your vignette, and then this top triangle kind of have a few different sports options you can go through in there, or you can just add your own. It's very simple to do that. I'll show you how. Then all of your background layers, which is going to be the jersey textures, as well as the pinstripes and some of the smoke and fog you see there. So alright, we'll stop at the start at the top. I'm going to get my move tool, my auto select. I'm going to select this subject first and foremost. I'm going to come over here, copy this guy, and I'm going to drop him right here. We'll just keep it right about there. Might move him here shortly. I'm going to turn off the other subject. Use my arrows, just kind of get him right where I want him. I'm not going to spend too much time on that right now. Alright, and that's it for the subject, really. I'm going to come in here, change his name real quick. Cool. Sometimes I'm not crazy how the top name is bigger, so if you want, you can just kind of make that just a little smaller. All I did was Command or Control T. Here, I'll show you again. And you can just grab these blocks and kind of move it around, just make sure it stays centered. Alright, let's see, let's move this guy down, and yeah, we'll just keep all that for now. He graduated last year, but whatever. For tutorial purposes, we'll just kind of keep it where it's at. Alright, let's start playing with some colors for a little bit. Let's go all the way to the end. I'm going to open up this background folder. So there's your fog. Here's your here, let's open this up too. This is your different textures. That's the actual fabric texture. If you zoom in real close, you can see that. That turns that on and off. The flow, that just kind of a little bit of waves and curves within the fabric. You can turn that on or off. And then the actual mesh dot. So you can turn that on or off. You can just have it real clean without that, or you can turn that back on. Alright, I don't really change anything in here. Just kind of leave that as is. With my stripes, we will change that. But first I want to change my background color. I think I want to keep it this green. So I'm going to double click that. It's just a gradient. So let's grab this lighter color. Let's grab some of the green here. Do it again here. I don't want to go too light. Let's go here and then just darken it just a little, like right there. Copy. I'm changing my mind again. Let's go a little lighter. Copy that. And then for the dark here, let's see. I want to paste that green back in, but I want to come down here and go almost black with it. There. Perfect. Now with the pinstripes, let's see what I want to do here. Just double click it, and all we're going to do is color overlay. We can do white, or we can kind of keep it this green, or we can go orange. Let's just go orange for now. Actually, let's go white. We can always, I'm going to kind of go more into the gray with it. We can always change that later if we want. Alright, let's play with the text up here. I got my move tool with auto select on, and all I did was click up here. First things first, I'm going to double click in the text up here. I'm going to change it. Alright, now notice that this curves with this. If you ever notice that it gets a little off, because depending on how long or short your text is, that curve will change. Come up here to this T with a curve on it, click that, and then just change this arch, just change this number. Not much, up or down just a little. As you see, it's making subtle changes. I'm going to leave it there for now. We'll do kind of, that's one of the finishing touches I'll do at the end. So, all right, as you see, that's running off the edge. Command or Control T. Let's shrink that down. Bring it back up, and now you see what I'm saying. Like that curve's a little off now. Bring that down. Looks, yes, a little off. Let's go in here. I'm just gonna go down to 10. Cool, and that's it. I'm going to click this one again. Just going to use my arrow keys. Just drop it. You can get here and get picky with you want. I'm not going to get too picky for the tutorial, but that's how you do it. All right, now let's get in here again. Sorry. On the team layer, double click that. All we're going to change here is the gradient overlay. So I'm going to grab this lighter blue. I'm just going to grab this orange out of his jersey. Right there. Then I want to get the darker blue. I'm going to grab this orange again, but this time I'm just going to darken it just a little, just to kind of give that a little fade to a darker burnt orange. And we're pretty much done here. So now we can go into the top triangle layers. I thought this would take a while, but it's easier than it looks, I guess. All right, so first off, you'll notice there's this black and white thing, so you can, for the balls that you have up here, let's here, open them up. I have a baseball, a softball, football, soccer, and basketball. Feel free to drag your own images in. You can put a picture of the field, the stadium, whatever you want up here. You can even add another subject in here if you want. It's your call. Just get creative, have fun. This is just kind of something to start with. I want to throw, obviously, the baseball in there. The black and white's not doing too much on that other than the seams, so I'm going to turn it back on. Another thing you can do with these, excuse me, is come in here to this top triangle layer. You see it's got all these effects on it. You can play with the color under that if you want. So even here we can go grab this green and just give it a little bit of a green color cast. Let's see, let's grab this darker green again. And yeah, you can just, as you see, the darker you go, the more dramatic it gets up there. So we can go a little darker. Let's go a little lighter on this and see what happens. Not too much, I want to keep it dark. I want to keep it fairly dark there. Nice. And that's really it here. One thing I noticed that I wanted to add, that I can add now, is, let's find it, the top text here. Oh, it is on there. I was about to say, we'll turn that drop shadow back on. And there that is. Okay, I was wondering why it wasn't showing up. I thought maybe I didn't add it yet. That's really it. I'm looking at it. I don't care for those white pinstripes, so I want to go in and change those. I want to start closing some of these folders down. I think I'm just going to go with a lighter green. On an actual jersey, it probably would be white, but that's okay. Let's go with this lighter green here. Let's just lighten it up a little. Add a little more saturation to it, lighten it up some more. Something like that. Or do we want orange? Let's see. Get in here and play with it all day though. Yeah, we'll keep it orange. Alright, and that's really it. Again, you can change this up here out to anything you want. Let's open up the top triangles again. Turn it off completely. You can even just lower the opacity if you just want it just to kind of barely come through like that. You can, what else can we do? Oh, I forgot we had that little bevel there. So the stroke here on the top triangle, just double click that, go to stroke. You can even play with that. Let's make that more of a green. Again, this is very, very, very subtle. Inner shadow, we're not going to mess with any of that. Then that's that gradient where we darkened it with that green. So yeah, that's really it. If you have any questions about it, feel free to contact me and we will get you squared away. All right, thank you.